Hello. Just went live, so hang on, let me mute my YouTube. There we go. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, and I hope some people can join us this afternoon. Hi, Ellen. How are you? I sent you a link on Facebook Messenger, if you got that. So I see a few people are watching. Say hi in chat. Don't be shy. All right, well, let me know if you want to do that. That would be cool. I love your insight. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and play my intro videos while we wait for other people to come in. All right, again, hello if you have just joined. YouTube has been really, really bad about sending out notifications for people's lives, and so I want to be sure to give it a few minutes to let people come in. If you wouldn't mind, hit the like button for me. That will help my live go closer to the top. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the like for me, at least, or say hi in chat. And I'll be starting in just a second here. How are you guys doing? So today I'm going to be going over a few cases that are near and dear to me. One of them I bet you haven't even heard about, and that is the Missy Bevers case. It is a very, very, very sad case. It has It's remained unsolved since 2016. And it's really, really sad because she was a mom. I had a lot in common with her. She was watching her 3 young daughters start to grow up a little bit. And she started a new career. She was doing so great in every area of her life. And then suddenly she was snuffed out in an awful manner. And so I'm going to go over that case as well. First, I'm going to quickly go over the case of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. I've been watching that trial every day. It is such a doozy, so I don't know if you guys have been watching that, but it's crazy. It is purely a circumstantial case. They have literally no solid evidence. But I believe they're still going to get a conviction. And I'm not sure, even now, if I believe he's guilty, because I'm waiting for the defense to get their side. It's always a good idea to wait and hear the other side, you know. But a lot of people really believe that he did it. I don't understand it myself, but we'll see. I don't know if you guys saw my video that I did a couple days ago on Michael Vaughan. He still hasn't been located, but I think an update is probably going to be coming out soon on that case, probably a big one, if they did find what people are suspecting that they did find in the neighbor's yard. And I'll go over that as well. Hi, Allie. Coming out after baby cake. Well, I'm glad you said hi. Hi, Tanya. Titanium Built is here. Welcome, girl. And then I'm going to also go over some of the newest updates on the Idaho 4 case. So I've got 4 cases I'm going to go over. Try to keep it all in one live. Now I haven't gone live in a month. So I almost feel like I'm a little rusty. But I was going to go live last week. But my little girl had some friends over. They wanted funnel cakes. And I was in the middle of making funnel cakes, and the pan on my stove exploded. And it literally got me all over my face, my chest, my arms. It was horrible. And I don't know if anybody has ever got by an oil pan explosion, but it's like 1,000 teeny tiny needles hit you at once. It hurt and it stung, and I was very frightened. I was just really blessed that nothing got in my eyes. But yeah, I was in some pretty good pain for a few days there. And it was kind of like a severe sunburn. It was rough, but I'm all good. I just laid around, and that was kind of when I started watching the Murdaugh trial. I just laid in bed, took Tylenol, kept aloe all over me until I healed up. So, oh, really, Ellen? Yeah, I had like micro blisters. It was really weird. It was teeny, teeny, tiny, but they hurt. You could barely see them. They're all gone now. Yeah, Allie. Yeah, it's been a whole month. So I'm like, what do I put where? But I've decided I'm going to hop back into doing lives again. And I mainly focus on doing videos. I prefer doing videos over lives myself because I stumble over my words. Never organized enough. But I'm doing one today. I felt like doing one. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start. Hi, Rescue Mom. How are you? Yeah, Allie, stay as long as you can. I love you. You guys, Alex Erickson is my top favorite channel. She goes live every day. She's awesome. I highly recommend you check out her channel. I'm going to put her link in here in the chat real quick. Grab a note. So here's Allie's link. She's awesome. And on my channel, I don't care if people share other people's channels and stuff. Just don't share tragedy channels. I don't like those people, like Bullhorn Betty. Those kind of people. But everybody else, if you know of a great channel, or if I'm covering a case and you know that another channel is also covering that and they may have, good information, share them. I don't care. Cool. So yeah, if you have a channel or you know of another channel, I don't care about sharing other channel names, because that's how I find more channels myself, being able to share that information. So, and I love most of the people in my little circle were really good about supporting each other. So I think that's really good. Hi, Justice Jane. How are you? Good to see you. All right, so I wonder which case I should start with. I think I'll just go from the left to the right on the screen that I have. Let me share my screen. All right. So I think I'll start with Michael Vaughan. His is the one with less coverage than we would like. It used to get a lot of coverage, but it just doesn't get anything anymore. There is a channel, speaking of which, I'm not really into the drama and stuff that she does on her channel. I don't watch any of that, but I do love, respect, and admire that she does Michael Monkey Mondays every Monday, and that channel is Purple Phoenix. So if you are into the Michael Vaughan case, tune in there. Michael's mama, Brandy Neal, she joins in for that, and they're waiting for information. That case is so sad, and I think about little Michael every day. So it's really sad that they haven't quite located him. They thought they did when they first arrested Sandra Wandra, but they believe that he was in fact buried in their backyard, but that he was moved. They then went and searched the next door neighbor's yard, which I was like the only one yelling, hey, hey, hey. Her first statement is the one you should go with. Her very first statement when she was arrested was that her husband buried him in the neighbor's yard. And then when they questioned her again, she said, no, it's in our yard next to the shed. So they dug up their whole backyard and they didn't find him, but they said that they found evidence that he may have been there and was moved. I couldn't imagine. I can't even imagine what Brandy Neal goes through every day, knowing she lives in that same neighborhood where her boy might be, or might have been, where he got hurt, where he got killed. It's just so sad. But she's still holding out hope, as am I and many others, that maybe he's out there somewhere. I just don't believe in giving up hope. So let me show. I had on my channel just a few days ago, I did a video. Granny did a new interview last week. She's working really hard to keep Michael in the media. And the interview, I bawled watching that interview. So don't watch my video if you don't have Kleenex handy. It's a very sad. She just, I can't imagine what she's going through. So I'm going to pull up the video for you guys. Hang on just a second. All right, so I'm going to go all the way to here to play just the updated portion. This is all her interview here. But when you go past it, here's just the update on the case. And then right at the end here, the very, very end, they mentioned an article. Find that link. I'm going to start here.
You to seek justice for Michael.
This is the toughest thing for families of missing children. It's the not knowing, right? Because they can't ever move on. No matter what police say, no matter what the, guesses are, the suspicions are, it doesn't matter. This family wants answers. They want Michael back, no matter what. And they need to know that they're going to get those answers.
Since the beginning of this case, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, as I mentioned earlier, has supported the Vaughn family and law enforcement. The center's communications director, Angeline Hartman, always encourages families to speak out and bring attention to the case, advocate for their kids, just as Brandy Neal and the Vaughns have done. Hartman says every missing child case is different, but in 90% of them, the child is found, whether it happens quickly or takes a long time. Even if a child is not found in the first couple days, keep looking. Every minute counts. Hartman says it's important to take the case seriously right off the bat. Those are critical times. It's the responsibility of everyone in the community to help bring that child home. Hartman says children leaving on their own make up the majority of cases, followed by family abductions, so-called custodial cases. What police say happened to Michael, a stranger abduction with no connection to the family, is extremely rare. Hartman doesn't want to scare families, but she does want to remind them to always be careful, despite where they live.
It only takes a second, right? And we don't know what happened. Did it take a second? Did it take 10 minutes? And that was 10 minutes that, just nobody was paying attention. I mean, this is a community where children and all children should be able to play outside in any community. And this is so heartbreaking to just imagine that he was out there playing, searching for playmates.
Hartman says they're so impressed by the way Fruitland community banded together and wrapped their arms around the Vaughns and continues to do so. She encourages everyone to keep supporting the family as they wait for answers, because it's
in any community. And this is so search.
Well, I was muted. I'm sorry. I was just going to say this lady does the best interviews. She's the one who interviewed Steve Gonsalves, Kaylee's dad, and her interview blew up. It's a really good interview. It's about 6 videos back, and that's where she got some really new, unknown information from Steve in that interview. And later the interview was pulled because of that, but I had a recording of it and I put it up. So he let out, he slipped a few things out there. But this lady is so good. I wish she would get syndication. She would beat out Ashley Banfield in a hot minute. She is so good at her interviews.
For playmates.
Hartman says they're so impressed by the way Fruitland community banded together and wrapped their arms around the Vaughns and continues to do so. She encourages everyone to keep supporting the family as they wait for answers, because it's easy for them to feel alone.
All right, so that's Michael Vaughan, 5 years old, still missing. And I couldn't imagine if my 10-year-old is not where she's supposed to be for 5 minutes, I start to freak out. So even now she's playing with her friends, and she's required to text me every 15 minutes. I'm not joking. I'm super strict. So I watch my phone and text with her while I'm doing whatever. she knows Mama does too crying. Mama's overprotective, and she just deals with it. All right, so now they did find what they call material in the neighbor's yard, and it's currently being processed. And so now we await news to see if they did find him in the neighbor's yard or evidence that he was there. So my prayers go out to this family every day. And you're welcome to watch this video if you'd like. It was just yesterday that I put that up, the interview with Brandy. All right, so I'm going to put that over here. Yes, totally. I'd rather be overprotective than not. Yeah, for sure. When I was 9 and I was walking home from a friend's house, it was only about a block and a half, and some man came up behind me on a motorcycle and tried to grab me, and I fought him off and I ran. I ran behind a shopping center, and he had to turn around. There was traffic. He was a little bit delayed, but he was coming. He was going to get me. And I remember I ran behind a shopping center and jumped in a dumpster. I dove in the dumpster and stayed there forever. Felt like forever. And I heard this motorcycle drive past me. And I was in a dumpster in an alley behind a shopping center where nobody would have seen if he would have found me and dragged me away. I was terrified, and I was only 9. I waited there quite a while before I peeked my head up and made sure I couldn't see him, and then I ran home faster than I ever ran. And you know what's bad, though? I didn't tell my mom because I was kind of afraid of getting in trouble. But I remember I didn't even tell my mom. I was just freaked out really bad over it. So that kind of stuff happens, and that's why I'm protective. So I'm going to go over, let me see here, hang on. Do you think I should go ahead and go over Missy Bevers' case now, or the Idaho 4 or Murdaugh? Which one do you guys think I should do? The Idaho 4 or... First one to say something in chat gets it. You get to pick which one I'm going to go over. Now, Missy Bevers is the longest. I have a lot of information on Missy. Yes, okay. All right. So Ellen, excuse me, sent me a video. Let me go find that real quick. Well, she sent it to me in text. Hang on, I'll go here. Here we go. So Ellen sent me a really good video with some good information. Hang on, where is it? Here it is. The Mob Crew did a video, And I really love how this video went down. It explained a few things for me. I feel really sorry for this jury that's not allowed to take notes. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not, but in this case, they're not allowed to take any notes. And I think that's entirely just nuts. The jury is not allowed to take notes on the Murdaugh case. They have no notes. They're having to remember everything in trial with no notes. I just don't get it. I served on juries twice, and we always had notes. I didn't serve on a murder trial, but you would think that a murder trial would be the most important trial where you would want your jury to have notes. Without notes, I couldn't even cover these cases. I have lots of notes. And let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, drive careful, Tanya. You can listen if you want. I do that a lot. I'll be running errands and I'll listen to a live while I'm driving or even in the store. I did that yesterday with CDT with both of her lives. I just listened on my phone. Okay, so again, I don't see how the jury can make a really good decision on this case because there's so many nuances and so much information. I don't see how they're going to be able to keep all this straight. But this guy on the mob crew, he did a really good job of putting together some information from testimony. So I'm going to play this video. It's 5 minutes long. I'll pause it. And I'm also going to put his link in the chat. Oh, that's my link. Hang on. Here's the link. So you've seen this one, Rescue Mom? He goes over the critical information that does say a lot.
Crew, I'm Chris, and today's short video is a big one. I discovered something huge in the OnStar records of Alex Murdaugh's SUV versus his timeline of events. Please stay until the end to see what I discovered. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder, mystery to the paranormal. Now, according to Alex Murdaugh, after coming back from his mother's house, he had arrived home and first goes to his house to check to see if Paul and Maggie were there. Let's take a listen to his interview.
When I got back to the house was obviously nobody was in there. So I figured they're still up here fooling around. Paul was going to be getting set up to plant. Our sunflower seeds got sprayed and died, and he was refiguring to plant the sunflower seeds. So I came back up here and I drove up and saw and called.
Now let's look at his OnStar records from his Suburban to see if that lines up. According to the records, he arrives at 10 p.m. and 36 seconds, and his vehicle is put into park for a bit. That could be Alex stopping to open the gate. He then drives for 12 seconds, parks, then drives immediately again for a total of 25 seconds. This could indicate what Alex said to be true, and he drives to the house. Now between 10:01 and 43 seconds, it is put into park, and there is an approximate 3-minute gap that would line up with Alex has said so far to the investigator. Alex would be in the house for 3 minutes.
So when I was watching this, I got to this point and I thought, he's going to prove that Alex was telling the truth. Oh my God. Because I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. I personally can't imagine why killing his wife and son was going to benefit him in any way, shape, or form. I don't understand that at all as far as motive. But I got to this point of the video and I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to share this with everybody. And then I kept watching.
And then we would see activity from the Suburban where it's put into drive at 10:04 and 49 seconds, where the vehicle is moving again for 1 minute and 16 seconds, which could mean he is driving over to the kennels to look for Paul and Maggie. Alex then puts the vehicle in park at 10:05 and 55 seconds. And according to Alex, after checking the house, then driving over to the kennels, he gets out and discovers Paul and Maggie. So far, all of this is lining up, right? Well, there's one big problem.
And I ran over to Maggie. And actually, I think I tried to turn Paul over first. And
I'm stopping for commentary. That's required to do so. And I want to make sure to give Mod Crew full credit on this video. I really felt horrible for this man watching this interview. I have bought into a lot of the things that he said. And when the Mod Crew got to this point in the video and he said, oh, but wait, I went, oh man. So here's what he discovered.
I tried to turn him over, and I don't know, I figured it out. His cell phone popped out of his pocket. I started to try to do something with it, thinking maybe, but then I put it back down really quickly. Then I went to my wife, and I could see, but I tried to take their pulse on both of them.
Now, I will say a lot of people have doubted him just over the taking of the pulse. That's not that uncommon. When I heard this, I thought, hey, that's not uncommon. Even though he said he saw this gory stuff, and I'm not going to say, he still checked pulse. I think that's just a denial mechanism that we would all go through. So I didn't really read much into that like other people did.
And I called 911 pretty much right away.
According to the records on the vehicle, he calls 911 at 10:06 and 14 seconds. And actually misdials, causing him to call again at 10:06 and 18 seconds.
And even that lends to him being genuine, right? If you're freaking out and you're trying to call 911, screwing it up the first time would be completely understandable, right? So when I saw that in the trial, I thought that's going to go, kind of like keeping a score in my head. That's in Alex's column, Oh, and then he's going to fill in the blank right here and show us all exactly where Alex lied. And that's just, it's devastating to think. Okay, I'm going to hit play.
But there's one big problem. If he had just put the vehicle in park at 10:05 and 55 seconds and calls 911 at 10:06 and 14 seconds, how was he able to check on Paul and Maggie, who are at least 35 feet away from each other, in less than 10 seconds? This would not be consistent with Alex's timeline of events. So I know some may try and poke a hole at this and say that Alex could have drove over to the kennels first, and during that 3-minute window between 10:01 and 10:04, he could have been checking on Paul and Maggie. But there's one big problem with that. Phone records show that Alex Murdaugh tried calling his wife at 10:03 p.m. So if you had just discovered their bodies, why would you be trying to call them, then drive around for another minute and 16 seconds, then wait another 19 seconds before calling 911? Clearly, this was a crazy discovery I found after looking at the OnStar records of Alex Suburban and the data they released, and going back and discovering that his story he told to investigators does not line up with the records. So
there you go. We know it would take more than 10 seconds to check both, especially with his added details of the phone falling out and then picking it up. And I've seen a diagram of the buildings, they were 35 feet apart. And it looks like Maggie was running away. Just awful. But there you go. There's the missing piece.
I really hope you enjoyed today's short video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe to this channel. We've been doing tons of research on this, including reenactments. And if you haven't seen those, please go check those out.
Oop, thank you, Ellen. Yep, a little rusty. Yep, retro. I say that a lot too. Yeah, and that was a question that even I had at the time. Like, why did he pick up the phone? But again, that could be shock. A lot of things can be explained by shock, just like in the Idaho 4 case, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Man. All right, so the state has a couple more days. I think they said they're wrapping up their case on Wednesday. The defense will start on Thursday, but they're ending court early on Thursday. And then they'll have Friday. And they will not have court on Monday, I believe is what they said, President's Day. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to hear the defense side. And I'm really wondering if Alex is going to testify. He may need to. It's so crazy that this case is purely circumstantial. All they have is these little bits and pieces of technical data here and there. They have his little mixed up alibi where he was gone for just the period of time where these people were killed, which is very suspicious. Hi, Martin. Good to see you. Welcome. Yes, the devil's in the details for sure. I think that's, but I mean, I hate convictions based on circumstantial evidence. I really, really hate that. So do you guys really believe, just based on what the state's put out there, that he is guilty? Or are you waiting to hear the defense side? I'm still waiting myself, but we'll see. Please be sure to hit the like button when you come in. I have not gone live in a month. So I know most of my subscribers haven't even probably gotten a notification for the live because YouTube has not been sending those out. Did anybody here get a notification? The Snapchat video, Ellen, thank you for bringing that up. Even that didn't do it for me. because I did a little test. I recorded a video on my phone, and then I waited a couple hours, and then I put it on my Snapchat. I deleted the video off my phone, and I put it on Snapchat. People often do that when they record a video and then put it on Snapchat. They'll delete the video. The time of the Snapchat does not reflect when the video was made. If he deleted the video, there's no way to really know. So we really don't know. But I don't think he really would have had time, since it was so close together, to delete the video anyway. So I tend to also agree on the Snapchat video. Yeah, they had just talked on the phone, right? And then he said, okay, I'm going to send you a video. And then his friend never heard back from him again. So guilty, huh? Well, we'll see what happens with the defense side. Thought they were. Yeah, he told him to send a picture, but instead Paul took a video and sent it via Snapchat. Or was it not sent? I think it was not even sent, was it? Or was it just put on the Snapchat? That detail I don't remember. Honestly, that trial's kind of put me to sleep several times. But it's so hard to watch a trial when they have just a whole bunch of miscellaneous details and nothing solid, you know? But I think we're going to see a conviction. And it's crazy. It's really, really crazy that you can actually get convicted of capital murder based on circumstantial evidence. Kind of scary if you think about it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Idaho 4 case just a little bit. I know you probably already know that Brian has a new attorney added. I don't know if you guys have seen these photos. Maybe a couple of you have. I know I've sent these photos to a bunch of people. Go to at the Idaho 4 home. They have gone and put a fence around the house up close to the house. And it's just so sad to see. All right, where is that folder? Here it is. So now when you look at the front of the home, it's this now. Isn't that sad? Right up next to the house. They left the wreath up, which is just heartbreaking for me to see. There's the side of the house. It's kind of haphazardly put up there as well. It goes all the way around the house. And then here's the back. So actually, if you ask me, I think they just made it easier for somebody to go down there, climb up that fence, and get right up on the balcony. Am I right? They really only made access to that balcony easier. And we know this person who took these photos didn't get any further this way to see anymore. But the fence does go all the way around the house, right up next to it as close as they could get. But right here, I mean, I'm like, well, Even I could get up on the balcony with that thing now. They really only made it easier. And they are only guarding the front. You can see the fence goes right here too, right next to the house. That must be really sad for neighbors to have to drive past that and see. Terrible. But they're only guarding the front. There's nobody in the back. They do have the windows covered. But still, I don't like it. So we do know that Brian has another attorney added to the case with Ann Taylor. Logston, I believe is his last name, Jay Logston. And he is the lead litigation attorney for the public defender's office. So he's probably going to be the one handling the case. And Ann Taylor is just like lead counsel. There's a petition going around that even the Gonsalves family has asked people to sign. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Not on Google. It's going to be over here on Facebook. It's going to be under, what is that? Change.org. I have an ad blocker on my computer with my VPN. Now it makes it hard for me to search on Google because this is what happens. I'll get my thing going here. And then I go to click and I can't click links because I have my VPN going with my ad blocker at the same time. So that kind of stinks, but it's safe. Well, let me go over to YouTube and find it. I'll find it in just a second. I'll put it in the, well, you know what? I think it's going to be in my history. Hang on. Here it is. So the title of it is Ban Ann Taylor from representing Brian Kohberger due to conflict of interest. They are very short of their goal, almost there. So if you have not signed this, I really don't know how much good it would do, but there's the link. I know it's long. You're probably going to have to copy and paste it. Got 156 away, and it keeps adding more every minute or so. So, yes, I know. Can you imagine the weirdos that will want to go in there? Yeah, I agree. I think that would be the best option. I totally agree. I think they should tear it down. It was a very, very old house anyway. Yeah, I bet that they have homeowners insurance that's making the mortgage payments. I hope they have an umbrella on their policy that covers that. But yeah, I totally agree with Martin, though. It needs to be demolished and something else put there, or a memorial park. I know I heard, I don't know who, but there was a channel that was going to try to put in a tulip garden there. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They wanted to put a garden and mainly tulips because that was Ethan's favorite flower. I think that would be beautiful. But that would not be any income for that homeowner, that property owner. So I don't think they'll agree to that. We can dream, right? I could never live in a house like that myself. So what else? I'm not really going to delve into the rumors and the unverified anonymous leaks going on. I don't want to do it. Plenty other channels are going all over that stuff. Banfield put up information that she said she got from a source close to Dylan. And I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. So I'm not really going to go into that myself. I just don't see the point. The information that Ashley put out is not what's in the PCA. And I know from working at a law firm that they have to put accurate facts in the PCA. Exactly, totally, me too. All of this unvetted information, yep, too much out there that's false for sure. It totally is giving me a headache too. It makes me mad. I'm getting mad thinking about it because honestly, you guys, I really believe that Dylan didn't have anything to do with this. I believe that she is a victim as well. And I've seen a few channels that have completely gone against her and have said the ugliest things just in the last day or two about her. And I know that we don't understand what's in the PCA. There's so many pieces that are missing, you know. Like she saw a man in a black, bushy eyebrows that put her in a shock phase, right? But why? If that's all she saw. I don't believe that that's all she saw. I think when the trial comes out, we're probably going to hear that she saw the knife, that she believed that he saw her because he was coming at her, right? And she saw his eyes, she saw his eyebrows. I think she freaked out because she saw the knife and she probably thought he saw her. So she froze. I think that's what's going to come out in the trial. But instead, I was at June 30th. Okay, I had June 26th. And let me write that down. My calendar. June 30th at 9 Pacific. Thank you. I wonder why they moved it a few days. June 30th. Do you know why they moved it, Rescue Mom? Yep. Drama sells. But now people are going, oh no, there's no way that just seeing a strange guy would put her in a shock phase. You know, she had to have known something. She was part of it. She was an accomplice. All these claims about friends coming in and possibly taking photos and texting the photos around before calling 911, cleaning up the crime scene, all kinds of drug accusations. It's just ridiculous. I don't think we should be doing that. I really, really don't. Families do watch these YouTube channels. And I'm not going to be responsible for a family member seeing something like that and just feeling any worse than they already do. So let me go check I've got a link to the main case here. Okay. It should be on here. Still says the 26th right there. Oh, no. Right, no. Oh, no, it's not moved. I don't believe that means it was moved. Is this what you're referring to, Rescue Mom? Oh, yeah, I hear ya. Yeah, it's through those dates. It'll start on the 26th and it'll go to the 30th. That doesn't mean it was moved from the 26th to the 30th. It means those are the days that it's going to happen. So I don't see a change here. Have we seen those? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, double check on that and let me know. Yeah, the preliminary trial is a mini trial, basically, where they're going to put out their best evidence at that point. The PCA is just the bare minimum. Bare minimum to secure an arrest warrant. The mini trial or the preliminary trial will be where they put just their best evidence out there to prove, hey, he's guilty, we know it. A lot of times that's when they will they'll get the plea, the official plea, or they can actually plead out. They can waive the preliminary trial as well. They'll have a lot of meetings that we won't know about between the defense and the state. And a lot of times, if the defense says, you know, hey, yep, there is enough evidence to go to trial, this preliminary hearing could be waived completely. So it may not even happen. It's more common than you think for a preliminary hearing to be waived. He can waive that. And that'll be up to him and his attorney. He already waived his first one. So we'll see. I don't know if you guys have seen all of this. I'll just put this link in chat. What's interesting is it also has the Daybell case, if anybody's following that. She has filed a motion, by the way. Hers is below that one. That's Chad's, and hers is right here. So Lori filed a motion for dismissal based on failure to provide a speedy trial. And I don't think that's going to, I don't think that's going to go anywhere at all. But I like this page because it gives just the highlights of the major cases of interest. So I just kind of keep an eye on that. Okay, let's see here. Hi, Candy Cane. Can I go back? Give me just a second, I gotta talk to my little girl. Okay. I'm so glad my puppies didn't bark. I'm shocked. Hi, Candy Cane. Welcome. I like your name. What were you asking, Ellen? You said what? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Yes, it is. It's going to be really pretty here today. I'm doing a quick Google search to see if I see anything as well about the date changing to the 30th. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, yeah. She's trying to get the case dismissed. It's not going to fly. Cold and raining. That was yesterday here. I went to the grocery store last night, and on the way to the store, everything to the east was completely black, like a scary black. And then everything to the west, where the sun still was just beautiful blue sky, no clouds. It was just gorgeous. And so I took a little video, one side and the other side. I love that where I am, I can see the sunrise and sunset each day. I just go down to the end of my street and get a better view of it. But we have a place where one of my neighbors has a lot of horses. So I go out there and I take photos. I walk down there and take pictures because it's so pretty with the horses and the sunrises and sunsets behind, the horses. So 100% rain. That sucks. Yeah, we had pretty cold, rainy weather last night. But today, okay, then I got dates for I don't understand that. Then I got dates for 20 texting me anything. Okay, so it is the 26th to the 30th. Is that what you're saying? No need to apologize. Things change all the time. Like just a couple weeks ago, Leilani Simon's court date changed, and I had noticed it and didn't put an update up or anything. But the day of, other people were trying to stream it. And I was like, no, it's been moved. It was moved to the next week. They were like ready to stream the hearing that she had a couple weeks ago, but it had just been moved. Yeah, they move around these dates a lot. They'll move them ahead, move them back, push them, cancel them, reschedule them. It's a mess trying to keep up with court dates. That one, do you mean the Simon case, Quentin? Yes, correct. Starts on the 26th through the 30th. Currently, unless he waives it. Come here, baby. There you go. I have my puppy down here at my feet trying to get under his blanket. There you go. Help him to quit scratching the blankets. I have two very, very, very spoiled dogs. They have to be within eye shot, or better yet, at my feet, wherever I am, at all times. My dachshund even goes to the bathroom with me. He's so cute. All right. So, is there anything else on the Idaho 4 case? Because I know mostly all we have right now is rumors still going around from all these anonymous sources, and I'm just plugging my ears on those, I am hoping, however, that Mr. Gray, the Gonsalves family attorney, I hope he wins his motion. I really, really do. I'll show you that real quick. I know you've already seen it probably, but he filed this motion to appeal, amend, and or clarify the non-dissemination order. The state responded and was like, nope, he's wrong, we're right. But we'll see what the judge does with this. Now that the judge has both, then the judge can decide. And they'll probably have a status conference hearing on that. And then we'll know what the results are. Yeah, and that's another reason that he could waive the preliminary hearing in June. He could waive it completely and say, yeah, you guys might have enough evidence for a trial, so let's just go schedule the trial. They do that too, even when they're innocent. They'll just waive all that mess and say, let's go straight to trial. Put all the burden on the state. I know that's what I would do. I'd be like, waive everything, let's go to trial now. What you got? All right, so let me let my dogs outside real quick. It'll take me about 15 seconds. And then I want to show you guys Missy Bevers. 1 second. All right. Thank you, guys. Yes, most people don't know anything about Missy Bevers. It is a very, very sad case. This is Missy. Let me open up my folder. I'm going to be doing a video on this as well. My live that I was going to have a couple weeks ago was going to be on her. So I have a whole lot on Missy. This is her Facebook. Okay, Candy. I do that a lot too. I've listened to lives as well. So Missy Bevers is a married mom of 3. She was 45 years old. She had 3 girls, Allison, Hannah, and Sarah. And there's lots of references on her Facebook to her girls. She was such a loving mother. I think that was Friends. Here's one of her little girls. This was 2016 when all of this happened. That's her right there. So when her girls started getting a little older, she decided, hey, I'm going to do something for me. She started getting into fitness. Isn't that terrible? She started getting into fitness and she noticed that she had a real knack for it. She got in great shape. It became a new passion for her. So she decided, this one is the most famous photo going around, or was going around, of her. This was actually the same day that she got a very weird message on LinkedIn that I'll go over. When she was in Austin at a conference. That's one of her daughters, Hannah. I can't imagine what her little girls are going through, still not knowing what happened to their mom. But by all accounts, she was in the best shape of her life. She was starting out this brand new career. Look at her. She was total goals, my body didn't even look like that after my second child. By my third one, forget it. She had 3 girls and was in wonderful shape. But she started getting into fitness, and she decided she was going to become a fitness trainer. So she had this new career in fitness. She was pretty well known in her area. On April 18th of 2016, she was murdered. This all happened in Midlothian, Texas, at the Creekside Church, where she had a class scheduled. It was a rainy morning. She had posted on her Facebook, although it is not here anymore, and I don't know why. Her very last post up here above this one used to be, "If it's raining, we're still training." I have no idea what happened to that post, but it's no longer on her Facebook. So she got up at 4. No, she arrived at the church where she was holding the class. But unbeknownst to her, there was somebody already in the building roaming around. I'm going to show you the photo of the killer, and this is horrible. This person was walking around, checking doors, carrying a large hammer and a crowbar, all dressed in tactical gear, breaking into offices and just running them up through the whole church. Now, in the footage, they cut it off so we couldn't see, but this is the same doorway down there that Missy eventually actually walked in. Yeah, dressed as a cop. But they determined that it wasn't real cop gear. And the way that the person stood, you see how they're kind of standing there? They originally released the suspect information as a male. And then they came back and said, well, we're not really sure. Based on the way that the person was walking, they're really not sure if it was a man or a woman. And yeah, that's Missy. Going through my photos here. Missy. I'm not going to get to that yet. That's going to be part of it in just a minute. This is her and her husband and her 3 daughters. Keep that car one up here because I think it's crucial to the case. Let's see. Her autopsy was never released, but they did believe. Yes, totally. Yeah, I agree. This one makes me think woman. That's her husband. Reddit has so much information on this case. They have the most information. No, that's not gonna be anything. Is she pretty? Okay. Here's the surveillance video of a car. Now this is SWFA, which was a gun store that was right down here. You would go down about a block and turn right, and that's the church. So this car at 2 a.m. pulls up, goes around, and you can see how rainy. It was raining like that all night. Yeah, I totally agree. When autopsies are not released, things are sketchy. You can see this silver car pull around the parking lot, acting very weird. This was at the gun store right down the street. Interestingly enough, 3 minutes before this car shows up, there was a large rock or brick or something thrown through the window at the church. So if you look over here, right over there, that's the church. So what people think happened is that this is the killer. That he went to the church, he threw a rock or a brick through the window of the kitchen, and then drove over here and parked and waited to see if there was going to be a police reaction to that window breaking. In essence, they were testing the security alarms at the church. So they keep circling. Right down there is the church. And where this person parks, turns the lights off, stops, come all the way back around, flashes their lights right there twice. Isn't that weird? This was at 2 a.m. Unfortunately, that night, which was very weird, the church's exterior cameras were not working. The interior cameras were working. Yeah, how far back? Is that far enough? So they pull up here. Just tell me if you want me to stop. So there's a third brake light up in the window. Have I gone that far enough? They're just circling the store. I think they'd circled 3 times. And then I think this is where they park. Now it's going to turn around. The camera view will change in just a second, and it'll show them pull up here. You see, that's the street. You saw that vehicle go by. The church is down here in that direction. So now they're going to pull into this space and park. From this vantage point, the church is in that direction in line of sight. So they pulled in there and turned off their lights, and I think they were watching the church. They waited a few minutes. They just sat there. They didn't get out or anything. And when you watch the video, I thought maybe this is where they were changing into the gear, but the car doesn't move. If you've ever been in a car and tried to change your clothes or whatever, the car would kind of move. The car didn't move during this time. So then they come back out. I think this is totally related. Church is down here. Or actually down that way, sorry. This is that same thing, just from a different angle. Oops. Did I skip forward? Now right here, as you can see, most people paused it right there, trying to see somebody in the car, you know. Most people paused it at this moment. You can go back to any video and see where it's been most replayed, and this was the moment. And you can see that the seat is very far back, but you really can't see anything in there. And here they turn the opposite way. And that's just another view of the car. So, just start where they had the lights off. You want me to go back and start where they had the lights off? Right here? And then they pulled out and they left. And this was some more general footage from another camera. They tried to get that. I mean, look at that. The tag number would have been perfectly within view if this was daytime. So they sat there. Here's where they pulled into the spot. Turned off the lights and just sat there. And I have watched this portion a few times, and I never saw the car jiggle or move. That would indicate somebody, you know, changing clothes or something inside the car. So they sit there for quite a while. And other vehicles are coming and going, but they just sit there. And then, so they sat there for a total of right at 3 minutes. And I think that they decided, well, no cops are coming. I can go back. So by this time, it was approximately 10 minutes after 2. And that car has never been identified. But people do believe. How far back was it when they flashed the lights? Let me see. Right here. Mm-mm. Nope, it was back here. A minute and 15 seconds when they pulled into right there. Go back a little bit more. Right here. First flash at 1:12, 1 minute 12. And second flash there. No, you're fine, Rescue Mom. Are you thinking something? What are you thinking? Exactly. Yeah, they've got really good footage of this car, and they never have identified the driver or the car. Okay, let's see. Okay, so some people have brought this up, and I don't know what to make of it, but when this car's circling the lot, this truck goes by this way and then comes back again that way. That's weird, right? Oh, it looked like there was someone in that window. Wow. So there's the church. I don't know why it's not letting me zoom. But the same truck appeared to go in front twice. Some people are reading into that. I don't know. But it appeared there was this map that they're saying that the truck had like come down here and done a U-turn and then come back. Okay. At the point where they flash the lights, is that what you mean? Do you mean this window? By the way, if anybody wants to come up here on panel and chat with me, if you'd like to come up here and talk me through this, Rescue Mom, you can. I can give you the link. Do you mean this window here? Do you want to come up? Okay. There you go. Okay. Do you see the link? So I'm going to keep playing this a couple of times. I'm going to watch the window. I think you might mean right there. You mean right here? Anybody's welcome to come up. It looks like something happens with the light over here. Unless that's the car light. Let me play that again. Now see the light change in that area?
Am I here?
You are. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So, like, to that window right there,
In that area?
right? And it's like you can see at the height, it would be a height of a person.
Am I here? You are. Hi, how are you? Oh, can you mute?
Oh.
YouTube?
Oh, mute. Yes.
There we go.
That. Is that what I needed to mute?
I think that works. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, Annie Ruler. Welcome. Which crime is being talked about for Vissy Launcher? Right
Right where your mouse is. Exactly. It looks like for a second, like as soon as the car comes around or the flash happens or something, like something in that window for a second just moves. And then I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it looks almost like a hooded figure or something right there in that window.
Okay. Let me catch Annie and anybody else coming in really quick up, and then I'll play that. This is the case of Missy Bevers. She was killed on April 18th, 2016, and her case is still unsolved, even though they have some excellent security video of this weird car circling over and over. I also noticed that when the car got down here, that the lighting in this area appears to change a little bit, like a light came on or something.
Yes.
So we'll watch that. And I think that they claim that this is a Nissan Altima. So it flashed its lights. I'm going to watch it again. So I'm watching right here, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Dang it. Maybe it was just before that.
Okay. I'm going to actually put on my reading glasses. It gives me a little bit of magnification.
Yeah, it was just before they turned their lights on, and
Okay, here we go.
But don't watch the car. Watch that window.
Yeah, right there. I do see something.
Right.
It's so tiny, but it's definitely
Right.
huge. And I'm going to put my cursor right on it, right there.
Yep.
Little thing moves. Okay, so we're going to watch that. I see something.
Yeah. Like
so
it's
really weird that this car comes around, circles so many times, and we can see it so well. And then it parks there for several minutes. I think it was watching the church to see if police were going to come. And then it just leaves. But it's kind of crazy how close the camera got to this vehicle, how well that you can see this car, and yet they've still never identified it.
And then you know how, like, as that car's turning, you know how your eyes reflect, off light. As that car was turning again, it almost looked like eyes were reflecting off light. But you had to pay real close attention to it.
With all of it, it was turning the lights on, turning them off, hitting its brakes a lot. It was drawing a lot of attention to itself, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, right here you can see so well into that vehicle. I'm shocked. You can see how far the seat was back.
Right.
Here and somewhere else we can see.
But we can't find this car. That's...
Where was that other one where it's really close to the car? Like you can almost see the person.
Right.
Oh, here it is right here. When it pulls out of the spot right here. Look how well you can see. You can see the dashboard and everything inside that car.
Right.
Do that one more time. You look at that. You see the dashboard, and look how far back the seat is. The steering wheel's up here.
And all the purple and red inside the vehicle.
Yeah, that would be an identifying feature. That's just crazy. So, again, this was April 18th of 2016. The Midlothian, Texas Creekside Church. She arrived at 4 a.m. This person, let me pull it up again. This person was already inside the church, going through doors. I have a video somewhere. It's creepy. The way this person busted in rooms, and they would only go in the room for a couple of seconds, and they would move on to the next room. And they were carrying a very large hammer and a crowbar. They believe that that's what she was killed with. Let's see. The weapon was suspected to be a hammer or a crowbar. At 5 a.m., when her class shows up, the first student to arrive is who found her.
Oh, man.
And let's see, on April 15th, they said that she received a very creepy message on LinkedIn, but she didn't keep it. She deleted it. And that was this date, right? Yeah. And she was in Austin. She told her friend that she got a creepy message on LinkedIn. but that she just deleted it. So nobody knows who that message was from. But this was only 3 days before.
And they can't retrieve it?
They could retrieve it. And this was her on the same day, the day before. Yeah, LinkedIn, I guess when you delete stuff on LinkedIn, it's actually deleted because they were not able to retrieve it. Does that look like the helmet to you that the person was wearing? I'm going to pull it up.
The Buc-ee's gas station? Oh, I see it. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kind of the side view.
Yeah.
Because there's the seat right there. Here's the person. But you can't get in the purple lights like you said.
You can tell from that picture, not that one, but the other picture, the second picture, that's it.
This one?
Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of got these white marks on it, like this helmet does.
Right. Like ridges.
Yes, yeah, that little white area, silver, whatever that is.
Right.
This is actual photos of the killer. They released these to the media, and even that hasn't helped. Let's see.
Well, I'm sure you can't just buy that tactical gear just anywhere.
I think you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At pretty much any. Oh, here's the surveillance video. Is it going to show them walking too? I think it does. But they had a very unique gait as well. So I hope this has a video too. Does it look like it actually does? Nope. Let me keep looking on that page.
Those pants almost look like they're high waters. Like, why are they so short?
Exactly. There's Missy.
Unless it's like tabbed in to fit in like a combat boot.
Here's the post that's now gone off of her Facebook. If it's raining, we're still training. There's the car. Where's the video? There's an actual video of the person walking. Hang on. Okay, here we go.
Get 20% off denture.
Sorry about the ads.
We can't help those.
So here's this creepy person just walking around, opening doors. Look at that big old hammer he's carrying. A mallet. So he had this big hammer in that hand, and then he brings out a crowbar, pries the door open. But what's weird is that nothing was taken from the church. Nothing. So watch the way they walk. See how their feet are kind of going?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a man or woman? But their feet are definitely like out, going out a lot, aren't they?
Like it's not normal.
But somebody somewhere.
It's not a normal. It's like a duck feet.
Yes. I walked like that when I was 9 months pregnant.
Right.
Isn't that awful? That's
Well,
actually
it gives you
on video.
look
And they
at,
still caught him.
Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with that right foot.
There were people who came out after this and noted that her father-in-law walked like this guy a lot. And so a lot of people were pointing fingers at him. But he did have a solid alibi. Mm-hmm. And you see right there, he's carrying a little white box. Nobody has been able to identify that box. I don't know what it is. See that little bitty white box? When he came out of this room, he had that in his hand. Does that to you, what, 148? Does that look like the shape of a knife to you?
No.
On the box, watch. Wonder what that was that they began carrying at that moment from this room only. So there's the tip line number. And just because I'm going to put it in chat. 972-77. Oh, I missed the number. 972-775-7624. Somebody somewhere knows who this is.
Yeah.
But this has been since Kill Kit. Yes, Annie. Maybe a relative of cop and borrowed their uniform. Hey, that's actually a good theory. Because it was kind of like riot gear, right?
Right.
Kind of looks like riot gear. But the only thing that they saw this person take was right there because they didn't have it when they went into that room. It's a rectangular box. And I wondered if it was a knife that they maybe took from the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it right there. Just for a split second. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, they didn't recognize that it was missing from the church because nothing was reported stolen.
Well,
awful. Just really, really awful.
Maybe it's someone that actually goes to that church and put it there previously.
So they were coming back for something?
Right.
This was where Missy had been holding her classes when the weather was bad. And it's so sad because she was only 45 years old. Loved her daughters, loved her husband. Donation box. Yes, this was a church, Midlothian Church. Midlothian Creekside Church. Midlothian, Texas. And it has completely been unsolved since. What is this again?
Yeah, but I question them not, delivering the autopsy report. Why is that?
I'm looking at a search warrant they had. I need to make this bigger so I can see it. Let me pull it over here. Huh. Well, it doesn't say what they were searching though.
No.
Enter the suspected place described in the affidavit, and then that's it.
Right.
That's weird. This is an older article. The reward on this is $50,000 now.
What is that thing down there? Why aren't they talking about drug?
Where?
Where it's scribbled out. On the affidavit where they have everything all scribbled out at the bottom.
Yeah, that's right here. You're authorized, commanded to enter the suspected place described in the affidavit, conduct a search for evidence relating to murder. And then they had everything else.
Right. Then they're talking about authorization from special agent.
They weren't.
Task force.
Right. They weren't looking for evidence related to those items, money laundering, etc.
Okay.
They scratched those out. It's just how they do things in Texas.
Gotcha.
And that's it. The video. Her name was Terry, but she went by Missy. Balaclava. What is a balaclava again? I know what it is. I just went blank.
It goes over your face.
Oh, okay. This. Okay. Well, they were certainly well disguised because they have never. Yes, she was married, happily married. That's possible too. This case is just so bewildering that they have quite a bit of evidence. There's also a lot of rumors and speculation around this particular case of Missy Bevers, and so I don't get into any of that, but it is just the evidence that they do have is so much. And it's so sad that these little girls still don't know what happened to their mom. She has so many photos of her little girls on her Facebook. Allison, Hannah, and Sarah still without their mom. They still don't know who did this to her or why. Look at this, just the day before.
Wow. I mean, this really hurts my heart because, this is back in 16, you said?
Yeah.
And they have they have a car, they have a body, on camera and all this kind of stuff. They have someone walking with a limp. And there's a case that's really dear to my heart. It's the Crystal Rogers case that happened in July of 2015 out in Kentucky. And that poor girl is still missing. They still haven't found her body.
Oh, man.
And, nobody ever touches on that case anymore, but I still tried to look to see if anyone does, but I can never find anyone. But, that's a weird case in itself. Her father was really adamant on trying to find her and everything. And then it was like a couple of years later, or maybe a year later, he went hunting on his own property. Now, this man's an avid hunter. And he went hunting on his property with his nephew. And all of a sudden, he was shot and killed. Now, isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
Yeah.
This is an interview that her husband did. Now, her husband has recently, oddly enough, become reactive on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I found him posting on, what's the channel? Gumshoe Stories has a whole bunch of videos on this case. They've been the one most dedicated to this case since it happened, and he has been posting comments on that person's videos. He was totally quiet. He only said a little bit in 2016, and then since then, he'd been totally quiet. The case has kind of come back up because he has started talking a little bit on YouTube.
Good.
But at the time, he came across as pretty rude on his interviews. He really did. He came across as kind of disinterested, but I think that he was in shock.
Oh, right.
What he said was he thought it was a woman. And he said, that's just an opinion. And then he said, there's no reason why an individual would break into a church, dressed in that type of clothing, and stage a robbery, or what would appear to be a robbery, going through the building, breaking glass, and opening doors. If that person was really there to commit a robbery, why did they kill my wife and leave her wedding ring on her finger?
Right.
Other than this, he really didn't say a whole lot on the case. That's, look at that, just shattering.
I don't know what I would say, if I was in that position. Who knows what you're going to say in shock.
Right. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I totally give people the benefit of the doubt, probably too much.
Right. I mean, but, the other thing is, in spite of what he's saying, we don't know what anybody's going to do anymore. You know what I'm saying? With all of these missing people and the way people are being killed, and we don't know what anyone's going to do. So maybe he or she didn't see the ring. Maybe they didn't have time,
I'm gonna put this link in chat. This person did a really good video on this case. I'm just gonna stick that in there. Anybody else watch that? And then I'm gonna pull up Gumshoe.
Well, you're doing a really good job.
See, they've done a lot on this case, and her husband has posted on some of these videos. This is a really good channel. All they care about is, how am I not subscribed? I was subscribed, y'all.
Yeah.
YouTube did that to me. Do you ever do that? Go to a channel and you're just suddenly unsubscribed?
That's happened to me too.
So yeah, he's done a whole bunch on, this is a huge deep dive into this case. If anybody is interested, she needs justice,
Absolutely.
It's not fair for her husband and her little girls, 3 daughters, to not know what happened to her and why. I mean, they know what happened, but why? Who did it?
Is this like a small town or?
Yes, Midlothian, Texas, not far from I think they call it Flower, Seguin, Texas. It's not. I think they said it was like 40-ish miles from Fort Worth.
Okay.
One of the outlying rural areas.
Okay.
Very far between houses, far apart. Real nice area.
Okay.
I had never heard of it until I looked it up on a map when I first started looking at the case, and I was like, oh wow, that's not too far from where the whole Sophie Long case happened.
Right. Okay.
That was one of the first little true crime things that I followed was that case. Because that was sad. Okay. So yeah, this is a good channel. I'm just going through this. I think that there's also this weird thing here. On Wednesday, April 30th, 2016, I conducted an e-trace search with the ATF on the handgun found at the body site location. There's a whole Reddit dedicated to her as well. Got a lot of information in there, but people were like, wait, what? There was a gun? She wasn't killed with it.
Right.
According to what was put out there. Maybe that's something that they were holding back. Hi, Summer. Welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. So this was really weird, but there's like a whole Reddit based on just her. With all the known information about, and I mean, there's still people talking about it constantly, trying to figure it out. See, cameras. Oh, Aaron Center, he does some work in creating the license plate. And that was this one that I put up. So, a lot of people have really tried to figure out that license plate because you can see it so clearly. So why can't you read what it said?
Right. So why can't you just put it into the system, take out the bright images so you can see the plate?
For anybody who just came in, this is the car that was believed to be driven by the killer. I'm glad you're here too, Summer. Thank you. I'm going over the Missy Bevers case right now. That's the killer in that car. I wish when you paused that YouTube wouldn't leave that line across there. That's so annoying. But you can see, like, you would have to screenshot it while it's going. But this car pulls up, turns off its lights, stops.
And even the way that you have it froze right now, they could scale into that and figure out that car.
They know that it's a Nissan Altima, and that's all that they have said.
Well, that's not enough.
And right here, can't read the license plate because of the lights. But right at the end, when they pull out, where was that at? You would think that they'd be able to get it from there. And then also from here.
Right. All they would have to do is just decrease the brightness from the brakes and the lights, which is completely feasible. And then they would be able to see the plate. Maybe they don't have that kind of technology there.
It's so sad that you can see the car so well.
Right. Perfect. Right there.
Somebody has to know who this is.
Yeah, it's definitely a Nissan.
Is that third light up in the window, or is it on the back bumper?
It's on the back bumper.
It's just so weird that it just nonchalantly drives around, stopping and looking. I think, was it looking in windows, or? It does kind of look like an Elantra, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But this, to me, is so weird that it flashes lights there and then does it again. And then the whole waiting, when it was just waiting here for 3.5 minutes. Very scary. But yeah, somebody out there knows who killed this lady. And I wish they'd solve it.
Yeah.
There's been no new information at all. But, you know, they still are talking about it a lot on Reddit. Every day there's a new post. The police have never released the video of her inside the church, although they have it. They only released of the suspect. But when she went into the church, she went into the chapel area, the center, the big part, and that's where it happened. He actually killed her in the chapel.
Oh, jeez. That's terrible.
So many rumors about this case as well. They're even talking about the Idaho case over here. So yeah, I mean, share information that you see, you know, on this case and help her family get justice on whatever happened to her. Because it really is sad. So, close it. Again, these are the photos.
I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I think that they could do a better job.
I agree. No, I don't think you're being insensitive. I totally agree. 8 things we know.
It's definitely the helmet.
I'm going to put this one in the chat too. It's a very important case, and it's kind of gotten forgotten, you know? It's not a speed bump. Can a appeared to flash from me. No, it's definitely not. That was not a speed bump for sure. The lights went completely off. So as far as her going to the chapel alone, she normally didn't even go in the church. That was not normal for her. Even though she had a key and she could go inside to, they would go inside to go to the bathroom or clean up if they needed to. Normally they would meet in the awning area outside the church. So going inside was unusual for her as well. So some people are like, well, if she didn't normally go in the church, then she wasn't the target, right? It was a robbery gone bad. She walked in on somebody trying to rob the church. However,
that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Nothing was taken from the church. Nothing. Other than that little white box that they couldn't even identify. So they didn't know what it was to be able to report it missing.
I think there's more to the story. One, because they won't release her walking around in there. And two, they won't release the autopsy. There's more to this.
Yeah, she had posted on her social media that they were going to be there that morning. This wasn't a normal place for her to hold her classes. She was only doing it there because of the weather. Normally they would go to the park, meet up in different outside areas.
Did it say what time she posted it?
Let me find that article again.
I agree, Summer.
I showed it a little while ago because it's not on her Facebook anymore. And it was the very last post right here, but for some reason it's gone. Where did I have the link up? Because whenever I pull up during a live, I typically will keep up in case I need it again.
I'm just curious from what time she posted it and what time this car's driving around.
She had posted that the night before.
Okay.
But I don't remember what time. That's why I was trying to find it.
Well, if it was the night before, then
here it is.
Gives that individual plenty of time to.
It was April 17th, so the night before at 7 p.m. That's not on her Facebook anymore. It said, if it's raining, we're still training, and then told them where to go.
Right. Yeah.
And I believe it said, although I can't read that.
Yeah, because it was all small and.
We are moving to Midlothian Civic Center at the church. And I believe the post had said something about the awning, if it's still raining. If it's raining, we're still training, and come to the awning. No excuses, you are gladiators. That used to be right here above this.
Right.
I wonder why they deleted it. The last time I had been to her Facebook, it was still there.
Now, does that say April 17th at 8:40 at the bottom?
This one says 7.
No, the one you just had where it said, if it's raining, we're still training.
Yeah, that's this one. It says 7-something p.m. Can you see it? Let me see if it'll let me see it. 7:55 p.m.
Okay.
This last post was at 4:42 p.m.
Gotcha.
So yeah, like I said, when I came here before, it was right here above this post.
Gotcha.
So I don't know why they took that down, but The family did for some reason. No, it's not there. I'm going to get my page back to normal size.
Who knows? Maybe there's a clue in it.
Somebody knows. Missy's killer was between 5'2" and 5'8", so that's pretty short for a man.
Yeah.
Their feet predominantly point outward, and they walk with a limp. Like you said, you caught that. The person could be a man or a woman. Police are still looking for the owner of the Nissan Altima. Now the reward is up to $50,000 currently.
And you know, I was thinking about it as I was looking at it, and it's kind of, it may not really be a limp. It's kind of like almost a drop foot. I don't know if anybody knows what a drop foot is, but it's kind of like that. But
I hear you. Yeah, like I said, I would walk really like a duck walk.
Yeah.
When I was being pregnant. Annie, the church was locked. She had a key. She went in the side door with the awning where they were going to meet. Hi, Jane. Good to see you. Since I'm very late, trying to catch up, but have seen the video of the suspect before. There's something about the way they move that makes me think it could be a woman. I totally agree. I was playing that video right here that shows the way that they walk. I'm going to go to here. Here we go. I mean, I walked like that when I was pregnant. I remember walking like that.
Yeah.
Like there's a beer belly or something, you know. But the feet, I totally understand the that's why they changed it. Originally they said it was a male, and then they came back and said we really don't know. Could be a man or woman.
Yeah,
definitely a strange
that right foot is definitely.
No, he broke in, Annie. He broke into the kitchen. He broke the kitchen door on the back of the church, and that's where he went in. She went in on the side of the church at the awning with a key. She did not know that he was in there. This person, he or she, this person was already in the building when she arrived. He had been in there, he or she had already been in the building since they estimate around 3 a.m. She arrived at 4. So they were just walking around the church, looking in rooms and breaking in doors and just roaming, but they didn't take anything. Trying to walk like a male. Yeah.
That's a good one, Annie.
Yeah.
I like
that's a very good point. Trying to walk like a male. Yes, I could totally see that. If I tried to walk like a dude, that's pretty similar to how I think they would walk.
Right. And you're so small and those combat boots are so heavy, and you're trying to walk like a guy.
Maybe those boots were way too big for her if it was a female. So they were walking weird. But I'm telling you, this part right here terrifies me watching it. Seeing that they were carrying this large hammer and crowbar.
You know what I don't get is that she was in such great shape. This 5'2", 5'8" person, you know, with a drop foot, how did this person get the advantage on her? Looks like somebody's pregnant almost. Look at that.
Exactly. That's why I recognize it as a pregnant walk. I slowed it down a little bit. Oop, no, I didn't. I sped it up.
Correct, Jane.
Tell I haven't been live for a month. Yeah, there is something different about the right side.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's not a. I don't think that's a makeup or something. I think there's something really wrong with that actual right foot.
What do you think about this comment? That's very interesting. Okay, this person must have expected her. Check the box. Box may have been down payment for hit job.
You know, the sad part about this is that as you look at her Facebook profile, everything is public. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't do that kind of thing. I don't make everything public. Nobody needs to know my every move. But that just makes yourself an easy target. And, you know, especially if there's someone that is not a fan of yours, or shall I say, or as Jane just said, you know, jealous or something.
Very jealous, bitter female, I think, crime of hate and obsession. So you think that this was a female that was just hanging around in the church, knowing she was going to be there, but not knowing when she was going to be there, just waiting for her to show up?
I mean, it could have been. I mean, she made everything very public on Facebook. You know what I mean?
I mean, all my stuff is locked down.
Oh, me too.
Nobody knows nothing about me on Facebook.
Right.
My Facebook. Nope, you can't tell anything. You see my profile photo, and that's
Right.
it. My actual Facebook doesn't show where I live or anything. I have another Facebook that I have for just acquaintances.
Right.
But my actual one for my family,
right.
You can't see anything on that one.
Right.
Only my actual circle of people that I know and trust and see, because I have lots of family photos and all of my information on there. And I'm just
exactly
way too freaked out about creepy people. Okay, yes, Jane, good idea. Annie says, did husband soon find a new love? Running a business may share to show how they are, how real they are, in my opinion. I have no idea if the husband has remarried or anything since then. I don't think he has, but I don't know. That's a good question. What is... let's see. See if I can possibly find anything real quick. Somebody, Femicide Podcast, did a story. Let's see. That's her husband and those 3 girls. I mean, look at her. Goals. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that one. Trying to find something in on the husband. There's... True Crime Broads. Don't know who that is. They have a post up. 7 years. April will be 7 years. It's crazy. Yep. Somebody knows, come forward. Absolutely. I'm looking for anything else on the husband. All I know about the husband is he's been totally quiet. Totally quiet.
Right.
Oh, here's an interview with the husband.
No.
This is the one that actually put people off. This is the only interview that he did.
The main purpose here today is solely to communicate to the people in the community and to everybody watching and listening. My wife was she was a godly woman, and she was she was very passionate about changing people's lives with fitness and changing their mental attitude towards their body and themselves and their abilities in life. And personally, I haven't involved myself in a lot of what she does, but now that I'm seeing some of her campers, I've noticed a substantial impact that she's had on so many people's lives, and I'm very proud of her. And I just want it to be publicly known that we are very proud of all of the passion and effort that she's put into so many people's lives. As far as the perpetrator, I don't know, we still don't know who he is, but I ask everybody out there to review the video. I think you can get the video on the Midlothian Police Department's Facebook website. Look at the video. The person has a very distinct walk. There's just a very distinct mannerism about this person that should be very apparent to somebody. Okay. I don't believe there was a vehicle there. This perpetrator, I don't know if he walked into the facility or if he we don't know how he arrived at the facility, but I'm just
This interview was before they found that footage, by the way.
hoping that somebody either saw something or somebody can recognize the mannerisms of this person on the video. It's very important to us to get some closure with that, and but at the same time, I want to definitely publicize that my wife was she was a great woman, a great a wife, a great mother, a great friend, and she will be missed by many people. But please be diligent as you can and review the video and report anything to the Midlothian Police Department. And I appreciate your time.
All right. Yeah, Annie just made a couple of really good points.
What's up, Original Space Band?
Yeah. A video started playing automatically after that one. Totally Quiet's not good. Female cop. Yeah, I'm thinking, I've always thought female in cop gear, but she wasn't a cop. So maybe like Annie's saying, a woman, her students, family in law enforcement. So she used their stuff. So you know that uniform had to have blood on it, right? So somebody out there is missing their gear. no doubt this person would have gotten rid of it, not just put it back in somebody's closet, you know? So somebody's missing their gear and they haven't realized it. If it's, if she got that gear from somebody that she knows, if it's a female, which I think it is. Walks like a female cop. I think Annie, somebody up here said walks, let's see, trying to walk like a male. And I like that one. Or could be a female cop. I'm tending to think that stuff didn't belong to her. She walked very uncomfortable. Don't you agree, Rescue Mom? Like she didn't really belong in that uniform. Are you still there, Rescue Mom? I think she might have stepped away for a second. But yeah, I think could either be a female cop or trying to walk like a female.
Absolutely. She was completely, if it was a female, she was completely not comfortable in what she had on. Like it was completely foreign.
Yes, Jane says like nothing fits.
Right.
Especially the shoes. I thought those shoes
were much bigger than the feet.
Yeah, and like you said, the pants look like high waters.
Right.
It shows them right here. See? Up very high. Yeah, those pants were definitely too short for this person. I don't think the pants went with the rest of it.
Yeah, the pants don't look like they're part of the uniform. Or she just did not tuck them into the combat boot correctly.
Yeah, which would mean not an actual female cop.
Right.
But down this hallway right here is where they said that Missy actually walked in. This is the area that I remember on another video that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
That identified that door right there as the one that she walked in shortly after this video was taken. But this person walked this way and then walked down that hallway, came back, and then I think this is the entrance, or this is this one. This is the entrance to the chapel.
Okay.
So Missy had come in this door, came down here, and went into the chapel. This person came back, like you see right here.
Right.
And they did not release these in chronological order, by the way.
Of course.
They came back, took a ride again, and then went into the chapel. And that's where they said that the murder took place, but they did not release any of that footage.
Right.
Of course. So that's just terrifying. This was on the Fort Worth Star.
Well, she would have had to have seen some of those doors open.
Yeah, I think she was probably investigating. No, actually, you guys, doesn't this look more like the entrance to the chapel? The bigger
those look like the entrances to the building.
I know it said in the video that I watched that Missy came in and took a right into the chapel. So I think that it's this one.
Right.
If that's the exit door or an entrance, then she would have come in here.
Right.
And went in there. So this person was really close. And Missy may have seen something, seen all these doors open.
Correct.
And thought, what the heck? And went to investigate a strange noise, which we all know is never a good idea.
Right.
maybe this person was already in the chapel. They could have had a conversation, suspect playing cop, and reason why Missy was overpowered. Oh, wow. Wait, okay, and Annie says, let me read this one first. Since she had to go from room to room, seems unfamiliar with the church. Yeah, because that's basically what they did. They just busted in doors and looked around, and they were only in each room for a second. Like they were looking for something or somebody.
Right.
This is a really good point, too. So Missy may have seen that uniform and thought, hey, is this an officer?
Right.
Talked with them.
Like,
and
tell
then,
me what happened and
awful.
the only thing that I found on her was that she had a head injury.
Yeah, it said multiple puncture wounds to her head. But with this much evidence, they've got to be able to find whoever this is.
And I can't find anything on Brandon remarrying. It doesn't come up with anything.
Yeah, I think he's just been just quiet. I know that that's not unusual for, a father and husband left behind. When my sister died in 2018, suddenly and unexpectedly.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. She was found dead in her bath. And we had to wait a long time for her autopsy.
Wow.
I think they is in him or her. Sorry, Annie. Because we weren't sure if it was suicide or if she'd been murdered. There were things that were knocked over in the house. The front door was open. We didn't know what happened. And come to find out, she had an accidental overdose of over-the-counter Benadryl, which caused her to hallucinate. And the ME explained to us that she crawled into her bath, probably thinking that it was her bed.
It was her bed.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Being with Benadryl, y'all, it can kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty bad. But my brother-in-law, she had two boys at the time. They were 5 and 3. They're grown adults now, and they're doing good. Yeah, my sister was only 39 when that happened. And her whole life, all she wanted to be was a mom. She had tried so many times and had suffered so many losses, and she finally has her husband and her 2 precious little boys, 5 and 3, and then dies of an accidental Benadryl overdose. Tragic. She was pretty too. She was so pretty. So my brother-in-law went totally quiet. We had to reach out to him. He didn't reach out to us. He went totally quiet, moved the boys out of state, started over. And yeah, he went totally quiet too. And he's never remarried either. He just focused on raising the boys. She had huge life insurance policy. And so he never had to work again. The boys were very well taken care of.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. She had, and because it was an accident, her husband and the boys got double indemnity on the life insurance. So, yeah, they were well cared for. But yeah, that's things like that happen, and it was pretty bad, because I did have my other sister. When I was only 10 years old, she killed herself.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. She shot herself.
Oh gosh.
And she was only 19 years old. So when this happened to my other sister, I was like, what? We thought, maybe she had killed herself because, it's once somebody in your family does
other sister.
Yeah, it's considered to be in your family. So that's when I got depression, when I had a stillborn little boy. I had such bad depression.
Oh,
I went straight to my doctor. I was like, no, you got to put me on something because we do have suicide in my family, and my mom had to pull me up off the ground. I was at the graveside digging into the dirt, freaking out. It was terrible. I don't even remember doing it, but they said that I was digging into the ground trying to get to my baby.
Oh gosh.
They took me straight.
I can relate to you on that because my cousin, who was like my best friend, my first friend, my brother, my everything, he hung himself in January of 2011. And actually I had done the same thing to his grave when they were burying him. I just started pulling everything back. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah. It's really weird that I don't remember doing it.
So I can absolutely relate to you on that. So I'm so sorry. It's just oh,
That was a rough period. That was a really rough period for me. But
yeah.
now I'm okay. I'm a strong woman. I'm telling you what, I'm strong.
I can hear it in your voice, and it's wonderful. It is. You just
I can't.
get back.
You know who's really strong though? When I think about it, I think I'm strong. I've lost 2 sisters. I've only got 1 left. I was the baby of 4 girls. The real tough woman in this story isn't me. It's my mom. She had to bury 2 dogs.
Oh right.
Can you imagine?
I couldn't.
No.
I got goosebumps right now. I couldn't.
And then me and my other sister had to bury our mom in 2018. So it's been really rough. But I'm sorry, I misspoke. My sister died in 2008, not 2018. My mom died in 2018.
And you're absolutely right, Jane. Rough times.
Yes. I
Strong.
agree. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Annie. I just, that's why I have this painting on my wall that I did of my mom's in the center. I'll put a picture on my community page.
Oh, okay.
But it's my sister on one side, and then my other sister who's still here. My mom's in the middle, my next oldest sister, and then me on the end. And we're looking at a sunset together. And above it says, "Those we love don't go away. They stand beside us every day."
That's beautiful.
I have that here in my office, and then I have another one out in the hallway that I did. But that's my motto. That's what keeps me strong, knowing that
Right.
they're gone, but they're still here with me.
Absolutely.
Part of me.
Absolutely.
And I'm very passionate about, true crime and standing up for what's right, and protecting victims. And I think that's why I get so personally offended by people who are, for example, attacking Dylan Mortensen. I don't like that at all.
No.
I don't. I'll go into a live and I'll be really enjoying it, and then I'll see them start to go off the rails on Dylan. I don't say a word. I just leave. So, yes, me and my sister, who's still here, we're very close. I just made her a commercial last night and today. I worked on it for her business. She runs a small business. And I made her a little commercial for her business and sent it to her last night as a surprise. And she was like, "Oh my God, this is so cool."
Oh, that's awesome.
I wish I could show it to you guys, but of course I'd be doxing myself. And there's way too many weirdos on YouTube. Never, ever, ever give out your personal information in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah.
People on YouTube, they know my name is Debbie, but that's all I want out there. That's it. I don't give out names of anybody ever, because I see people getting, doxxed. I see people getting swatted. I see people getting false police reports filed on them just out of jealousy. It's dumb. So I'm super proud of it. Yes, me and my last sister, we're it. We're all we have left. And then our children, she has 3 and I have 3. And then our grandchildren. We're getting old. we're getting old, both in our 50s now. So she's closer to 60 than me, and I remind her all the time.
That's what sisters do.
Yes. But I've always been the baby of the family, and it sucks being like alone, not getting to be the baby of my mom. I miss her
Right.
all. If you still got your mama in your life, people, call her
Oh,
today.
yes, please. As much as you can. Always, always.
Even if you don't like her, fix that because you'll regret that later. I'm telling you.
You will.
At the time
Absolutely
that my sister died, actually, she died in 2 months after we had a fight, and we weren't talking at the time that she died.
Oh,
That's just what we did. That was just what we did. We would have a fight. I thought she was way overprotective of her boys. And I had babysat them, and I let them watch a Disney movie. In the Disney movie, there was a scene where there was like a cartoon bar, like a bar in the cartoon movie, whatever it was. She got mad at me for letting her boys watch that. And I was like, "You're so dumb. This is so stupid." We got in a big fight. And that was the last time that I talked to my sister.
I'm so sorry.
But we would do that, that we would
Right,
go
it's just normal for you guys.
Yeah, because we were so close. We were so, I don't know, we would butt heads. But then eventually, one of us would either pick up the phone and call or just show up at each other's house.
Right.
And then we'd be fine again. We'd be totally fine.
Like nothing
happened. That taught me to not let things like that go. If I have an argument with somebody, it bugs me and I won't let it fester. I'll go seek them out. Okay, what do I need to do to fix this now? Because you can't die on me with us.
Right.
Like this. Oh,
you sound like you have gone through so much like I have. I mean,
Aww.
You just sound like someone that I can really connect with. Just from talking from your experiences and how you are. I really like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm sorry about your experiences.
Well, sorry for yours too. I know life can be really rough. But like Jane said, rough times can make you strong.
That's right.
I haven't let it make me be cold though. I'm so sensitive.
No. Definitely not cold. No.
Yeah, I am still so sensitive. I can't watch, half the videos that I watch without crying. Everything affects me.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, I'm with you 100%. 100%.
Well, Jane, you take care of your sisters because I'm telling you, when they start to be gone, it changes your whole world.
Oh gosh, yes.
I'm telling you, your whole world. There's nothing like having a sister. And yeah, I make sure me and my remaining sister, we have no problems ever. I make sure no fighting allowed, we say. Because she knows I went through a hella guilt trip after my other sister passed away.
I can only imagine how that was for you. Oh geez.
But I think that's what God does. Gives us lessons to learn and grow and, do better.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Not trying to bring up religion too much. I know people don't like that, but hey, if they don't like it, bye.
They don't have to be there.
I don't mean to be rude, but bye. I try not to bring up religion too much. I'm not a Bible thumper or anything, but yeah, I'm definitely a Christian. Right. But I don't throw it in people's face, for sure.
Exactly.
That's my sister's job. She is definitely super vocal about all that. Very. I can't have one conversation with her without at least half an hour of scriptures and lectures and all that. And it's okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. But it would set other people. So I keep it off my channel.
Communicating and sharing herself, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got a different perspective, and you know, that's just her way.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, I know I think I have gone through everything in the Missy Bevers folder that I have. Let me check I'm going to check my desktop and see if I have anything else on there. Anything else that I wanted to show. Oh, there was one more thing. Okay, so when I was going over Michael Vaughan, there was one more interview that I didn't, or not interview, but video. And that was just from 4 days ago. Sarah Wandra, the girl that's in jail over. Oh, hi, Deb. Deb's True Crime Notebook is here. She has a good channel. You guys got to check it out. She's just getting going and doing very well. I like her channel.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yes. Should I have her link? I'll look up your link and put it in chat, Deb. Okay, so she's remaining in the state hospital for now. They still haven't got her, competent to stand trial. So, watching live, not replay. Okay. I thought you were back further, Deb. Sorry. Okay. Piece of rational given the facts. So yeah, this was the lady that was arrested, who said, "Oh, he's buried in the neighbor's yard. No, he's buried here. Here's, and they haven't found him yet, but they did release this from her last hearing 4 days ago."
Accused of failing to notify officials of a death in the Michael Vaughan case will stay in the custody of the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. The attorney for 35-year-old Sarah Wandra appeared via Zoom in front of a Payette County judge for a status hearing this morning. Her competency status has been sealed, but the Department of Health and Welfare requested she stay in their custody. Wandra was committed to the state hospital in Blackfoot back in November after she was deemed mentally unfit to proceed. A preliminary hearing scheduled for tomorrow has been postponed as well. Her next hearing is set for March 20th. Wandra was arrested in November after police say she had knowledge of 5-year-old Michael "Monkey" Vaughn's death, but failed to report it to law enforcement. Vaughn went missing in July of 2021 from his Fruitland neighborhood. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff says police believe Vaughn was buried in Wandra's backyard, and then his remains were later moved elsewhere. However, his body has not been found.
Whoop. I don't want any 48 hours music playing on my channel and get struck. They will get you quick. 48 hours will. I was trying to play something of theirs on a live one time, and it shut my live down.
Oh, wow.
Within, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes. So apparently they've got something that's like constantly scanning to see if anybody's playing their material.
Oh.
Strike you quick. So I stay away from the 48-hour stuff now. Too paranoid. I'd like to keep my channel. Thank you very much.
We'd like for you to keep your channel.
But that is the last update. Hey, Ausane. How are you doing? Coming right in when I've already shown everything, dang it. Where's Peyton? Is Peyton coming? I sent her an email. I'm going through my desktop now to see if there's anything else. I don't think there is. I've pretty much covered everything. I don't know how long I've been live now. 2 hours, yeah. That's pretty much. I like Ausane. Austin and Peyton are friends I met on the channel. Yes, you have awesome timing. You'll have to go back and watch from the beginning if you wouldn't mind. I think I covered some good stuff.
You most certainly did.
Yeah, let me see here. There's more link. I think the one video that Ellen sent me on the Murdaugh trial was pretty much the most important update. I do have some videos I saved from the trial for this last week, but I'm not really going to play them because I don't know. It's just kind of pointless. I think he's guilty now. I really do. I didn't until the video that Ellen shared with me, which you'll see at the beginning, I'll say. That sealed the deal for me. I've been kind of going back and forth, but unless the defense, when they show their stuff next week, unless they do a really great job explaining all this stuff, because it is a circumstantial case, then I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. Okay, so Jane says, hey, I just had a thought back to Missy's murder. The big belly and odd walk could be the hidden murder weapon. Well, I don't know, Jane, because if you look here in the video, you can see that they're carrying the murder weapon. Go back just a little bit. You can see him swing it. And they come from the other door. Hang on, you'll see it. Right there in the hand. See that big hammer right there? That is what they believe. It's a big mallet hammer. And then in the other hand is a crowbar. And I don't know if you've ever used a crowbar, but on one end is the hook part of it, and then the other end is almost like a flathead screwdriver. Very kind of a pointed end. And they said that she had punctures. I think it was the end of that crowbar. See, in this left hand, or where do they pull it out from? He doesn't have it in his hand. He or she doesn't have it in their hand. Let's see. In a second, they're going to pull it. Maybe it's over here. Oh, there it is. They were carrying it on their chest. Go back a little bit and see if we can see it on the chest. It's here, somewhere on the front of them. Oh, there it is. It's on the on their right hip. Hi, Peyton.
The vest area, the tactical gear.
Yeah, because then they pull it out. And then they pry this door open. So there's there's the hammer, or the claw end of the crowbar. And they use that to pry the door. So, okay, so right there. Now, yeah, they had it on their hip because they just put it back on their hip. And then they walk over this way. Peyton and Austin, this is the Missy Bevers case. So right there, they had it in both hands. What they believe were the murder weapons. This is Missy Bevers. She was killed in 2016, and the case is still unsolved. If you want to go back to the beginning and watch, there's a whole section that I did on her. It's a very sad case. Let me see here.
We think it may be a female, Peyton.
This is Missy Bevers.
No, that's a church, Peyton.
Oh, okay, let me come back to chat so I can see what she's saying. Hi, Simply Updated. That's a male. Yeah, we don't know. Don't know if they originally said it was a male, but then
No, it's actually mall. I had to reread it myself.
mall. Okay. No, that's a church. Yeah. Sorry. Basically, Annie. Yeah. Yep. Are you picking on Peyton? Don't do that. Okay, because you said that to me at the mall. Wait, what? I don't know. This was her last Facebook post the night before she was killed. She was a fitness instructor, mother of 3 girls, and even though they have so much evidence in this case, including actual surveillance video of the car, watch this. This is the car that circles the building, flashes its lights a couple of times, turns her lights on and off, goes round and round and round, just circles the building, and then pulls over here and parks, turns its lights off, and then waits for 3 minutes. And Minnie and I agree that they were watching the church, because you could see the church from here. And they were waiting to see if there was going to be any police response to the brick that was thrown through the kitchen door in the back of the church. This was at the business that was almost across the street, kind of like catty corner.
We're not sure, Jane.
But they're pretty sure that this is a killer because I'll show you this other picture real quick. Where'd it go? This one, that's the church over here where she was killed. This is the car that was just circling this business, and then over here to this side, like off of this view, I'll play it again, is where they parked, and they were facing where they could see the church. A few minutes before this car came over here and parked, a brick was thrown through the back window of the church. So they had no idea if that brick was going to like set off the alarms. So
yeah, he was
over here, but this car came over here and parked where it could see the church. And I think that they were watching to see if the cops were going to show up after they threw the brick through the kitchen window. When nothing happened, they figured the coast was clear and they went back and went in the church. They were actually in the church just walking around doing nothing but looking in rooms for a whole hour before Missy showed up. This is what they were doing.
Saying what's even eerier is she was killed inside the chapel.
Yes, the students showed up at 5 as planned, and that's when they found her. She arrived at the church at 4. This person went in the church at 3 and was just going around opening doors, busting them open, and would like go in the rooms for just a second, like you just saw, and go to the next room. Nothing from the church was stolen. Nothing was reported stolen. But right after this video segment here is where, see him turn on the light? They were wearing a light on their helmet. Did you catch that too?
Yeah.
So they're wearing a light. nobody can figure out why they were dressed like SWAT. Nobody knows what they were doing. And that's been part of the speculation in this case on whether it was a man or woman or somebody like dressed like police. And I think it was Annie who said that it could have been like maybe this person had a conversation with her before killing her, like, hey, I'm a cop or whatever. So you think a woman too. Yeah. The weird feet and the way that they walk reminds me of how I walked when I was like really big and pregnant. Yes, Deb, I totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good disguise. Yep, for sure. Carrying this huge hammer and crowbar. Terrifying.
I still can't get over that right foot.
And they didn't do anything in any of these rooms. They didn't take anything. Just going around busting in doors. And then right at the end here is where they cut it off.
Yeah, because that's where she's fixing to come in.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the whole thing on video. And even though they have the car that was this person parked across the street, they know that it was a Nissan Altima. They see the person walking. Yes, they see them walking like a penguin, like a duck walk. Nothing was taken, and they have so much evidence. And it's been 7 years come April 18th, and they still haven't solved it. So that's why I thought I would put it out there again. Penguin, right? Somebody knows. Somebody knows who this is.
I think that, if we had all the information that, like you and I could just solve this case.
Probably. Yeah, they just won't give out too much. Now the reward right now, this is an older article, but it's up to $50,000 now. So maybe that will spur people into checking into this, But as far as they know, based on calculations, this is all they've released. The killer is between 5'2" and 5'8". The feet pointing outward. They walk with a limp. Could be a man or a woman. And they're still looking for the Nissan Altima. Pretty crazy that that's really all they have.
I think with a little bit more hard work, they could have a lot more.
Yeah, Annie, they've never released the autopsy. So, yeah. And I think that they do that because, let's say somebody comes forward and confesses, and they say, yes, I tasered her, then that would be, what do they call that? When the killer knows something that they didn't release. Guilty knowledge or whatever.
That would be, that would be almost an admission of guilt.
Or if they call in a tip, and they say, hey, this person was talking about, this killing that they did, and here's the details, then the police will know, based on what they didn't release, if that's a credible tip.
Correct.
And coming back again, to the Idaho case, that's why all of these leaks and stuff are not doing anything to help the case. They're only hurting the case.
Idaho, I don't know what's going on in Idaho, but they had a lot of problems out there.
They do, don't they? They've got Brian Koberger. They've got Rory Vallows. They have a lot of notorious killers on death row in Idaho.
Right.
There was another.
Then they didn't they have that wasn't that 7-family murder didn't 7 people, weren't
Yes.
they in Idaho too?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's like every time I turn around, something's in Idaho.
Right. I don't know why. I think the reason that YouTube crime community covers a lot of crimes that happen in the South and the Northeast is because that's where a lot of the bigger channels are located. So that's why they're getting the most exposure. So, the leaks on the Idaho case.
I don't even pay attention to them. They give me a headache.
Yeah, I've heard them, but when I hear of the bad information that's out there, like Banfield herself, excuse me, putting out all of that leaked information about Dylan, I think that that's terribly irresponsible to say, oh, somebody familiar with the case says blah, blah, blah. They shouldn't be doing that. True or not, they shouldn't be doing that. No, this is in Midlothian, Texas, Peyton. This is not far from Fort Worth. I was bringing up Idaho because this case also had a whole lot of rumors and speculation when it first happened, and it caused a lot of delays, and it caused, what do they call that, impeding the investigation?
Correct.
So it kind of stalled the case. It messed up the investigation. And it can cause a case to go cold when there's too much interference. People need to shut up about Idaho and Brian and all that because it's not helping. It's really, really not. As much as we want to talk about it, there's really not much new.
Right. And we're not going to know anything until maybe if, once that court date hits on the 26th. So,
yeah. June is quite a ways away.
That it is, but it sure does move fast lately.
Well, Peyton, I'll tell you a little bit about what, I'm glad you agree, Annie. Thank you. There was a YouTube video about a month ago from an anonymous person who claimed to know Dylan, and that Dylan said that she yelled up at the stairs, "You guys shut up, I'm trying to sleep," right? That person was basically ignored. Yet now Banfield has put out a story, if you saw it, stating basically the same things as that YouTube video did a month ago, and calling it, because this person on YouTube claimed that they knew Dylan. So now Banfield, I believe, she used YouTube as her source because it was almost word for word what this person said on YouTube.
Right.
A month ago. So people who pay attention have noticed that it's like the same thing. So her source is a YouTube video from a month ago. So now everybody's thinking that friends of Dylan are throwing her under the bus.
So people should just stop talking.
Right.
Did you ever bring your dogs back in?
Oh, yeah, they're at my feet.
Okay.
They keep my feet warm. I have my little doggy bed under my desk, and my dogs with their blankets, they will curl up around my feet, and sometimes they'll trap me here where I'm like, okay, you got to move so I can get up,
Okay.
I have a min pin and a dachshund, and they snuggle around my feet.
Oh.
They're so spoiled.
I wasn't trying to change the subject. It just came to my head. I didn't remember if you went and...
Oh, no, you're fine. Oh, yeah. When we were watching one of my videos, I had it muted, and I just let them back in while we were watching the video. They're my babies. Exactly, Deb. That's what I've been saying. Like, if she's really yelling and drawing attention to herself, then why didn't Brian see her?
Exactly.
Do you have a girl or a boy? Is it black and tan? I have a boy. He's black and tan. And he is the biggest baby you ever met in your life. He will. He even goes to the bathroom with me. He can't stand to be away from me. He's so sweet. He'll sit in my lap. I'll take my blanket, my lap blanket, and I'll swaddle him like a baby, and then wrap the blanket around me and lean back on it so that he's in like this little pocket.
Night, Jane.
So my hands are free, but when he wants to be in my lap and I need my hands for work, I'll swaddle him like an infant in front of me. It's so funny. He's my baby. Sometimes when I'm watching these cases, I'll pet my dogs to keep myself calm, you know? They're my little emotional support spoiled brats is what they are. I love them. Where did that go? Here it is. Aw, yours are spoiled too. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jane. I appreciate you. I loved all your comments. I will go, let's see, this is Saturday. I will probably go live again Monday morning. But thank you so much. I hadn't gone live in like a month. Just life has been busy. There hasn't been anything that I've wanted to really cover. And I'm not one of those that's just going to go live and talk about nothing.
Right. Thank you.
Like doing that or make up stuff to have a live or over dramatize things to try to get people in here. I mean, yes, I want people in here, but I don't want to clickbait people into coming, you know?
Thank you.
This dog opens up Christmas presents. Are you serious, Peyton? Oh my God, I would love to see a video of that. Mine, when I had their stockings hanging by the chimney with care, woo! They knew that those were their stockings, and they could smell the doggy treats and everything in them. And they drove me crazy trying to get to those stockings.
Oh my goodness.
Until Christmas morning, yeah. And then I just gave each one of them their stocking, and then they dug out all their stuff. It was adorable. I took videos. Yep, I'm gonna be the old lady with all the dogs. I can already tell you. I'll be the old widow because I'll be by myself with about 5 dogs in about 20 years. You watch.
That's me. That's why it says rescue mom.
Oh, you have rescue pets.
I rescue. Yep. I've been doing it for like almost 30 years.
Oh, that's amazing. Totally send me that, Peyton. Thank you. I would love to see that. I love that. The only kind of rescuing I ever did was kittens. A mama cat of a neighbor passed away, and the kittens were only about a week old.
That's hard work.
And my mom, I was raised with a bunch of animals, and I remembered what my mom did. And I went to Southern Ag and got everything that I needed and just nursed them myself.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, 5 weeks of straight 24-hour bottle feeding.
You will definitely be up.
24 hours a day. It was worse than a newborn.
Yep, absolutely.
But I loved it. And then I found each one of them little homes and stuff. It was fun. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of prefer puppies myself. I like dogs.
Oh, I do them all.
I like cats. I just prefer for my own.
Right.
Little dogs. I don't even like the big dogs. For my own. The biggest dog I ever had was an Australian Shepherd. She was kind of smallish, medium.
Yeah.
The dogs kind of scare me.
Smallish, medium.
I like the little doggies that I can take with me wherever I go if I want to, you know?
Yeah.
My mom had a teacup. Was it a Yorkie?
Oh
That thing was
gosh.
tiny. It was a teacup Yorkie, if I remember correctly. And it could fit in the palm of your hand her whole life. She was so tiny.
Right. Lucky if it's 2 pounds.
Yeah, I think that was about maybe 2 pounds. She was so little. And my God, that dog was spoiled. I told my mom, I said, you have spent more money on this dog in probably a year than you ever spent on clothes for me in my whole teenage years. Seriously. She bought this dog like Coach purses and little fur coats, and it was ridiculous.
That's hysterical.
Like here I was, back in like 1989, begging for just one pair of Guess jeans, and I was lucky to get that. And
funny, Guess jeans. You're taking me back.
and this dog my dad built this dog her own covered porch and stairs and stuff. It was just, I bet that's going to be me. You watch. I know that's going to be me.
Yeah.
Every time my kids come over and see me, they're like, yep, you're one more step closer to being me, Ma.
That's hysterical.
Turning into my mama. That's okay, because she was awesome. But anyway, I feel like we've gone way off.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I like going live again. This is nice. I have missed it. So I don't know when I'm going to go live again. It won't be tomorrow, but I'm thinking Monday morning. And I think I'm going to start like every day or every other day going live in the morning. Or because usually if I go live in the afternoon, it doesn't work. And I never can go live at night like I really would like to. I just can't do it. Can't do it.
Right.
So I think I'll start going live first thing in the morning on the weekdays and see if I can get some more people built up. Because I used to be able to get like 100 people in chat easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just stopped going live. I don't know why.
No, maybe you just needed a break and needed to focus.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of work. But and like I said, I like making videos a lot.
Well, you do a really good job. You have a great presentation.
Thanks. Well, anybody coming in late, just go back to the beginning and watch and let me know what you think about everything in here. I'm going to go ahead and go. I will play my little outro and I will be out of here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Anytime. You are welcome. Anytime. I loved it. Thank you so much.
All right.
And,
we'll talk later.
Yeah, send me an email and I'll add you on Messenger or something.
Okay. All right. Oh, I don't have your email.
Oh, it's my YouTube name, Crime Sleuthin, no G, at yahoo.com.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you again, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate you. Have a good evening, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.